Good morning. Welcome to the September energy forecast. Oh my goodness. September is going to be no joke. September is peak energy for 2025. 2021. We are not yet in 2025. Oh my goodness. I'm just checking to make sure I am live in the places I need to be live. If you are catching me here live or on the replay, say hi. Let me know you're here. Oh, look. Hello. I see Miel is here with me. Hello, Miel. I'm so happy you're here. I don't see comments yet on StreamYard. I can see them on my phone. Hello, Chantel. I know, 2025. I'm just going to fast forward the next couple of years. Just jump straight to the good stuff. No, we are not in 2025 yet. We are in 2021. And it's a 5 energy year, which is where my brain was jumping to. And we're going into a 5 energy month. September is a 5 energy month. So there's a lot of 5 energy happening. And on top of that, September is a very big peak energy. So I really want to share some important things with you today. As you're listening, comment, ask questions, let me know what's coming up for you. I know that on this stream, I get a lot of participation from some incredibly powerful intuitives and healers and guides. And so let's make this collaborative. I want you to share your thoughts below and let me know what's coming up for you. And even if you're kind of questioning where you're at with all that, I want you to let yourself trust yourself. This is one of the biggest lessons that I want to share with you that's coming through for this entire 5 energy year is how do you learn to trust yourself? How do you learn that what your heart, what your soul, what your gut, what your intuition, whatever you want to call it, is telling you can be trusted? And how do you learn to have your own back through change, through the unknown, through the chaos? Because in this time right now, raise your hand if this is some of the most disorienting, chaotic, confusing, overwhelming time that you may have ever experienced in your entire lifetime, or at least in recent years, right? This is a lot. It's a lot. And there's a lot of external chaos happening all around us. And depending on what your experience is, there can be this tendency to take it on internally. And this is not what's wanted and what's needed right now. Now more than ever is the time for you to self-source your power and your authority as an individual who is an expert in your own life. Nobody knows more about you than you. Nobody knows more about your path than you, your purpose than you, your health than you, your soul than you, where you should be or shouldn't be. Nobody knows more than you. Can you truly take that to heart and let yourself be the leader of your life? When I first did my annual forecast back in January for 2021, one of the messages that came through very strongly was, this is the year to set your soul free and your hearts on fire. And that statement came through very loud and clear. And at the time, I was like, woohoo, this sounds like it's going to be so fun, right? Setting your soul free sounds so fun. Setting your heart on fire sounds so fun. Yes, please. But I know I'm not alone in being this last 6 months hasn't been tons of fun. Hasn't been the biggest party ever, right? It's been a little bit of a challenge. But here's the thing. Now I understand that statement in an even deeper level. Because in order to set your soul free, you have to be aware of where it's not free. In order to set your soul free, you need to come face to face with where you are restricted, held back, stuck, caged, blocked. You have to know where you're not free. Because these cages, these blocks, the restriction that we're feeling is not our soul's truth. Is not our soul's truth. Our soul wants to be set free. So I realize that this might be sounding like very metaphorical and very airy up there, but it has tangible and practical implications. And that's one of the gifts that I like to think I bring to this world, is that I understand the energetics of what's happening. And I know how playing with the energy has a practical, tangible implication on your day-to-day life. And today in this forecast, I want to explain the hows and the whys and give you some very concrete action steps, because this month is significant. That's why I'm talking about the entire year. And what I said back in January, this month is significant in allowing ourselves to access a level of freedom that is our birthright. And that's what I said about September. I went back and I looked at the notes I took back in January. That's what I said in September, or in January about September, as I said, freedom, pleasure, and play is your divine birthright. So claim it. That's what I said back in January. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. We're going to have so much like freedom and play and pleasure. It's going to be great. In order to have that be our truth, we have to recognize where we don't have it and see through the illusion of that. And that's the challenge that you're going to be facing this month. Starting on September 1st, which is like, I think tomorrow. It's September 1st tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Starting on September 1st, we are going to be coming face to face with some karmic implications of the restriction and the illusions of restrictions that we've all been feeling. Where have you been holding yourself back from your truth? Where have you been putting your life on hold, your purpose on hold, your desires on hold? Where have you not let yourself engage with what you truly want and use some lame excuse to hold you back? That wants to bubble up to your awareness tomorrow, on the 1st of the month. You were born for a freedom that sets your soul on fire, your heart on fire, your soul free. However you want to use the wording around that. You were born for that. You were born for that. So if you are feeling the opposite of that, it is to show you where you have bought into an illusion that is not real. Now, I know when you understand the energetics of this and you start to play with the energetics of this, it tends not to create an overnight, instant, all restrictions removed experience. It doesn't have to be that way, right? You can experience a quantum leap. Most of us tend to choose more of a step-by-step expansion because our nervous systems are more capable of holding safety and comfort and groundedness in a step-by-step expansion. But you feel into what feels right for you. A quantum leap can be beautiful, absolutely. But allow yourself to feel into, for the rest of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to feel into what is a level of freedom that matters to me, a level of expansion that matters to me, a level of pleasure and play that matters to me, and how can I lean into it just a little bit? How can I find ways of playing with it and dancing with it just a little bit? I know through the conversations I've been having with both friends and clients and colleagues that we are really noticing there are days when we wake up feeling restricted and heavy. And there are days when we wake up feeling light and joyful. What's the difference? The external conditions on a Monday versus a Wednesday have not changed. The only thing that's changed is the way I choose to engage in the energy. So choose to engage in the energy in such a way that lets your soul feel free. If reading the news and the stats makes you feel heavy and restricted, don't do it. If going to certain, businesses, locations, whatever, makes you feel overwhelmed and restricted, don't do it. Do the things that let you feel free, that let you feel lit up, that let you feel like your heart's on fire. If you don't like the conditions that are happening around you, engage in life in a way that you do. Engage in a life in a way that you do. Set up the conditions. I know our brain will automatically go to the I can't, right? I can't because of this reason. I can't because of this rule. I can't because this is what's in place right now. And well, yes, you might be accurate. This is what's in place right now. If you lead with the I can't, you will never find the I can. And right now in September, you are being asked to lean into the I can. Put the I can'ts aside if you can. Put them aside. Lead with the I can, right? I can experience freedom in these ways, and so I will. I can experience joy and delight in these ways, so I will. I can experience connection and play and fun in these ways, so I will. I'm going to set up opportunities in my day-to-day life, in my week-to-week life, to experience freedom and play on my terms, in a way that speaks to me, in a way that lands with me. And I'm not going to worry about what the external world might be dictating to me. There's always a way through it. There's always a way for you to play with that energy and put air in the balloon that you want to grow. Put air in the balloon that you want to grow. So the lesson in this, especially in this first week of the month, is notice what you want. Notice what you want for freedom, play, and pleasure. And if your brain starts to say, but I can't get on a plane, can't cross the border, can't book into certain hotels, can't this, can't that, stop. Just stop. If you can't, find where you can and blow air into that balloon. Where can you play? Where can you travel? Where can you explore? Where can you feel that? Every time you say to yourself, I can't, you are imposing your own restriction on yourself. That's on us, that we did that to ourselves. Okay. I'm feeling fired up about the freedom message right now. Very fired up about the freedom message. And while freedom, if those of you who know me, is one of my top core personal values and business values, because obviously my business and me are very aligned, it's also an important energy of 2021 and the month of September. This idea of freedom and playfulness and inviting in pleasure where we can. So if you take nothing from this call, that's the piece I really want you to move forward is, where do I get to lean into those aspects in my life? Ground them in and integrate them. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice that every month has a little bit of a different vibe to it, a little bit of a different energy to it, a little bit of a different action step and takeaway. And you might have realized that this energy is actually building. It's spiraling through an expansion. And we are actually moving through a manifestation cycle right now. September puts us right in the middle of a very important manifestation cycle. And if we don't participate in the steps of this manifestation cycle by leaning into this energy, we're not participating in the shift of the intentions that we set back in the beginning of the year. So if you set intentions for more love in your life, more abundance in your life, more health, more vitality, more freedom, more growth, more expansion, whatever your personal goals were, when you engage in this energy, you're participating in a manifestation cycle and you're moving that wheel forward every time you do. And this month, it's about freedom, pleasure, and play. Let yourself go there. Let yourself go there. It's so important. Don't be the person that's like, I'm going to put head to the desk and just suffer through and struggle through and muscle through. That is not what this month wants of you. This month wants of you to experience freedom, pleasure, and play. By the 6th of the month, so this would be next Monday. So I don't even know what day it is right now, you guys. Summer has got me completely confused. It's Tuesday. It's the end of the month. So by next week, we are going to be leaning in to kind of like the mini manifestation amongst the big one. Okay. So the mini manifestation is going to be starting on Sunday, Monday, and it's going to be really noticing the people in my world. Do they honor and support me in my experience of freedom, in my experience of pleasure, in my experience of joy? Do they see me in my potential? Do they hear my dreams, desires, and goals and are like, yeah, girl, you got this. Like, let's make this happen. How can I support you? Do they cheer you on? Do they believe in you? Do they see that as a truth for you? Or, as a contrast, you might also notice this week, coming up on the 6th, that they're kind of like, okay, pie in the sky, like, all right, yeah, sure, go for it. But I mean, really, you think that's realistic? You do not need these people in your world right now. You just really don't. And yeah, I know, like, sometimes they might be like relatives or employees or bosses, or I don't even know. They might kind of feel like they're stuck in your world. But again, which is the balloon you're going to blow air into? So if you have people in your world that are not seeing your energy, desires, dreams, and goals as possible for you, don't pay them attention. Don't blow air into that balloon. Don't put energy into that space. Redirect yourself. Redirect yourself to the people who are like, oh my God, like, tell me about your dream. Like, that's inspiring and exciting. And I love that for you. I want to hear more. I want to see what happens next. What's your next action? You know, I can't wait. If I can support, ask me. You know, where are you going to take this next? I can't even wait to see. Like, I love this for you. This is so exciting. Tell me more. Right? These are two of the questions that I remember back in when I first did the very first coaching training that I ever took many years ago. Like, I feel so old when I think about how long I've been doing this now. You guys, I'm coming up on the 10-year anniversary of my business. So I'm like, this is exciting. Anyways, 2 questions. Got a little sidetracked there. 2 questions. What do you love about that? And tell me more. These 2 questions. What do you love about that? And tell me more. Okay? Burn them into your brain. Write them down in your notebook and ask them of the people you love in your world. Ask them. Because these are the questions that give people permission to dream into their goals. To the whole thing of like blowing air into the balloon you want to grow. Those are the questions that blow air into that balloon. Those are the questions that allow that expansion. So be around people who will ask you those questions, and you also be the person that asks those questions of others. And, you know, the way to build those levels of relationships and friendships with people, excuse me, got a nose tickle, is to be that friend. If you want those friendships and those connections where people see your dreams as possible and see your dreams as your truth, be the friend that sees the truth in other people's dreams. Be the friend that mirrors back to other people their beauty and their potential and what's exciting and what's delightful and what's pleasurable and what's fun and what's free and what's abundant. See that in everyone around you and celebrate it. Be like, wow, I see how abundant you are right now and it's so exciting to me. Tell me more about what you've got going on. Tell me more. I want to know more. It's so exciting. Be that person. The best questions ever. Okay. The 13th of the month, shit gets real. Shit's getting real on the 13th of the month, okay? Oh, and I hadn't even really realized some of the external things that are happening on the 13th of the month until I said that. I was only looking at the energetics of the month. But I mean, energy doesn't lie, so it's not really a surprise. For those of you in areas where the 13th of the month is a significant date for external situations as well. But internally and energetically, the 13th of the month is incredibly important because this is where the rubber meets the road. I was going to say the rubber hits the road. I don't even know. This is where it gets real about choosing to detox the blocks of freedom out of your life. Detox the blocks of freedom out of your life. All the things that make you feel stuck, heavy, overwhelmed, and blocked, remove them. Remove them from your life. So very tangibly, this could be a nutrition detox. This could be a cleaning out the closet detox. This could be putting away all your summer gear and packing up the boxes and, storing them or whatever you do with them. This could be a spring cleaning in the fall. Do people do that? I don't even know. But this is where it is time to look around your life and ask yourself, where have I maybe inadvertently created a condition, an experience, or even a thing in my life that's blocking my freedom? And you guys, this is the stupidest, smallest example ever, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. I have a light above my stove. It's like, how you have got like that hood fan thingy and then there's lights in it. It's been burnt out. This is so embarrassing, for probably like a year. And if I actually step back and I think, what's blocking freedom in my life right now? That light is blocking freedom in my life right now because it makes it really hard for me to cook healthy meals when it's dark, right? Like I can't see the freaking frying pan in my kitchen properly. I've been inadvertently creating a condition that blocks freedom from me because it's making it challenging to cook in the evening, so not have a light above my stove. Okay? That's a very simple thing that I can change, where if I change that light bulb out, if I receive support to change the light bulb out, because the reason it's not changed is I couldn't figure out how to take it out. If I receive support to change that light bulb out, I actually am able to feel more free and more expansive. And this is where the energetics come in, because as I play with the energy of feeling free and expansive, it will ripple out into my life in so many bigger ways. So give yourself permission to play on the small, doable, practical, realistic scale, and trust that energy is not linear. Energy is like expansive. Energy is like what happens when I don't even know, like water. It will get in all the cracks and nooks and crannies and it will filter wherever it needs to go. You just need to play with it and give it the opportunity to flow. So I'm going to receive support to change that light bulb. There could be other things, right? There could be other things. I also noticed this morning as I was walking through the garage, there's like this stack of boxes that I have to walk around them to get between the car and the door. If I moved that stack of boxes, or imagine that actually just took them to the recycle, that would actually create an opening. And if I can create physical openings in my life, I can also create energetic openings in my life. And I know I'm not the only one who's got a random stack of boxes in the wrong place or a burnt out light bulb in the wrong place. So I invite you to look into your life and ask yourself, how can I open up to expansion and freedom and possibility and potential? And where have the blocks to freedom been? And how can I change it? How can I change it? How can I change it, right? Let yourself play with that energy on this scale that feels doable and accessible and supportive to you, knowing that as you do, this is an energy that you're engaging with, and it's going to filter into many areas of life, right? Okay. So good. The 20th, okay, the week of the 20th. As I said, starting on the 13th, shit's getting real. Well, starting on the 20th, there is a very important bridging energy that's going to be kicking in on the 20th of the month. This is a really important time where there's going to be threads that connect you to the future that you have been envisioning and engaging in. So this is the question to ask yourself as we approach the 20th of the month. What is the future I have been visioning and engaging in. This is important because if you've been visioning and engaging in the future that's rooted in fear and lack, now is your invitation to change that. Vision and engage in the future that you have chosen, deliberately chosen, and engage with that, because leading up to the 20th, right? But on the 20th, you're going to notice that there's some threads happening between the vision you've chosen for yourself, the future, and where you are now. There's going to be some threads. It's not a bridge yet, but it's like they put the, what do you call that stuff? It's like they put the rebar in, okay? The bridge isn't built yet, but there's no crossing the bridge yet, but the rebar is starting to get put in, okay? The threads are getting put into the future you want. So make sure that you've been visioning and intending and engaging in the future you want, not the future based on worry, fear, and lack, okay? Really, really important. You will be going through a manifestation cycle. You will have some incredibly strong intuitive guidance hits. There is going to be a bit of a tipping point that's going to kick in that week of the 20th. So take extra time to engage in the vision you choose at this time. Talk about it with one of those friends that we mentioned earlier. Write it out, journal about it, do a full moon ritual around it if that's your jam. Make a vision board about it if that's your jam. Like whatever it is, engage with it. And that's what I mean when I say engage with it. Like, do you spend time journaling about it? Do you spend time daydreaming about it? Do you like go for a walk on the beach and just like fantasize about it? Do you talk to your bestie about it over a cup of coffee? This is what I mean by engaging with it, because thoughts become things. And the air that you blow the air that you blow the balloon into grows the balloon. That's what makes the balloon grow, is the air that you blow into it. So choose that. Tipping point, intuitive guidance. And because of the tipping point and the intuitive guidance, the week of the 20th, give yourself time and space to connect with yourself so that as your intuition's coming in, you're able to receive. All of us have intuitive knowing on some level. The more you develop it, the more you strengthen it. It's a muscle, the better you get. Whether you're practiced at it or not, you can only hear it if you give it time and space to land. So take time and space on the 20th, around the 20th, to let it land. The 28th of the month is going to be some karmic adjustment. I don't know exactly what that means at this point. When we are undergoing times of incredibly rapid change, it's really hard to predict what the karmic adjustment is going to be. But here's how I know you can best engage with it, is by doing what we've spoken about this entire month, is by leaning into the high side of the energy, is by not getting caught up in the worry and the restriction and the fear and the where things aren't working, and by choosing to engage your thoughts, your energy, your feelings, your manifestation power into the life you truly want. Your soul wants to be set free. That is your divine birthright. You will be given a pathway to get there. You aren't given a desire that's not possible. You're just not. It's a matter of, do I choose to activate and engage with that desire or not? So that's to you to choose, right? That's to you to choose. I know that there's a lot of chaos happening right now. For me, it's interesting. I was reflecting on this the other day. I came into numerology years and years ago when I was undergoing a lot of personal chaos, like in my personal life. And I was disoriented, confused, uncertain, didn't know what to do. And I kept outsourcing my decision powers. I'd be like, well, let me ask this person. Let me ask this person. Let me read this book. Let me consult this expert. Let me get another tarot reading on it. Raise your hand if you've ever been there. Doing that is outsourcing your outsourcing your authority, right? And numerology gave me the ability to actually take my authority and reclaim it for myself. It gave me permission to know this is who I am. This is my code. This is how I'm meant to move through the world. This feels right to me. And I'm going to choose myself to do that. And so I was reflecting, like that was personally very disorienting, but right now we're in a collective time where there's a lot of disorientation, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of cloudiness and murkiness and uncertainty. And collectively, we are outsourcing our decision-making powers. We are outsourcing our personal authority, and we are going, well, tell me what to do. You tell me what to do. Like, what does this expert say? What does that expert say? And in doing so, we are leaking our power, and we are actually abandoning ourselves. We are actually abandoning ourselves. When instead, what we need more than ever at this time is to turn to ourselves, hold ourselves, remind ourselves that we have our own back. We know what's best for ourselves. You can certainly consult with experts and receive advice and receive guidance. I'm not saying don't do that. Do it. But the energy with which you engage matters so much. If you are asking an authority to tell you what to do from the place of, I can't do it, I have a lack, victim, not enoughness mentality around it, you're perpetuating that energy. Whereas if you say, I am a smart person who's powerful and capable of making good decisions, I'm going to receive the expert advice I need, I'm going to filter it through my value system, and then I'm going to choose for myself what's best for me. Those are two completely different energies, and it really matters right now which one you engage with. So for me, that's how I came across numerology, was learning how to do that last version, where I received the guidance and the advice, but I filtered it through my code and chose for myself what was best for me from a place of empowerment. And I'm going to be delivering some free trainings coming up starting on September 21st on exactly how you can do that. I'm going to be going into detail on how you can use numerology to support you to navigate in uncertain times. Because numerology is a tool that will allow you to filter information coming back to your power and your authority with yourself and view it from an empowered lens so that you can choose powerfully going forward what's right for you. So if you know already that you want access to that training, it's going to be free starting on the 21st of September. Let me know in the comments and I'll make sure that you get access to it. But of course, I will be sharing more details to come and more information to come. So don't worry, you won't miss out. If you really want to be there, just let me know. But it's all going to be about how can I use numerology to support myself to navigate in uncertain times so that I can do what's best for me rather than constantly feeling uncertain, unclear, outsourcing that decision-making power, which leads to a lack of trust in myself and creates this downward spiral where we lose our self-trust, we lose our self-confidence, we lose our self-worth eventually, and we don't even have our own backs. That's the dangerous place that I do not want you to go. Instead, it's a matter of how do I choose powerfully? How do I receive information, filter it through my inner knowing, and trust myself to make the right choice for myself and be able to have my own back as I walk through it? There's a very big difference there, and I want to show you the details of how to do that. So if you're interested, comment below, let me know. In general, I would just love to know, you guys, how did this forecast for September land? I know I have some incredibly powerful leaders, healers, intuitives, teachers, people with powerful insight. So share your comments below. Let me know what's coming up for you. And even if you don't identify that way, even if you just have some thoughts, let me know, share them. And let me know what's the one thing I said on this call that landed with you that you are going to hold close to your heart as you move forward to give you confidence to navigate this time of presenting restrictions to us so that we are given the opportunity to choose freedom for ourselves. Remembering that this year and this month is all about setting your soul free and your heart's on fire. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. Have a good day.